So new moon in Gemini means drink up. No, so new moon in Gemini. So this is tonight. So all of you, all my lovely, lovely people, have your crystals ready. This is one of the nights you want to charge up your crystals. So why do you want to do that? Because the new moon and the full moon energy, the rays, right? All of the light from the full moon and that energy, it just kind of cleanses your crystals and recharges it. So if your kids have been touching your crystals and you're like, dude, do not touch mama crystals, you know, then that's why tonight you want to make sure you put them out to charge. You cleanse, recharge, and they're ready to go. New and fresh start, because new moons are all about fresh start, which is so good because we feel like we've been stuck in the same old rut for 3 months, right? With this whole corona thing. So it is a good time for a new moon and a good time for a kick-ass new moon at that. So are you ready for this? Now with Gemini, so Gemini, the twins, right? So this is like, so what a great, it's such a symbolic new moon right now. So symbolic, I think. So you might feel today that you're feeling a little lighter than yesterday. Like maybe for the past couple of days, have you been feeling like you're dragging butt or like you're stuck or time is going really slow? Like you're, you know, like what, just like so frustratingly slow, because for the past couple of days there were 4 planets that were in retrograde, and not Mercury though. That's coming up in June. So just be ready, start to, you know, do the things. And if you don't know what I mean, go to my YouTube channel where I talk about Mercury retrograde, how to prepare. So, so for these 4 planets are no longer in retrograde. So you might feel like, okay, I feel a little lighter. I don't feel as stuck. I don't feel as like slow energy. I don't feel as lethargic or like blah. Okay, so you might feel a little bit of energy. New moon is typically like energetic, where full moon is like inward, meditative, reflective. New moon's like, go get it. So this is like the time of the month where you want to like, you know, take on that new project or meet that person, ask that person out. You want to try some new, spice up your sex life with some new routine with your spouse or your partner, or you want to like do a new project at your job or ask your manager for a raise, or you want to implement something in your business that's new, go live for the first time. If you want to do a Facebook Live, you want to, maybe you want to start a business, you want to launch, like this is new moon energy. Do things that are new, that are exciting. It's time for a fresh start. It's time for a new beginning. And it's time to put yourself out there. So if you've been holding back, keeping quiet, you have something you want to say, you want to write a blog and publish it, now would be the time. It doesn't necessarily mean, oh, new moon means I have to public speak. It's just put yourself out there. This is the time when you're going to be magnetic. So when you're trying to connect with your soulmate community, your soulmate tribe, or you're trying to maybe meet the love of your life, or you're trying to meet new people and go out with new friends. I mean, I know we can't really go many places right now, but put on a mask and try it. So, so just the time to put yourself out there and do things. This is new moon energy. And for women, right? For women, you might be doubly charged right now if you happen to be at the place in your menstrual cycle where you're ovulating. So ovulation is like new moon energy. If you think of it this way, so you've got like double magnetism, because of course, like when you're ovulating, you're like, I'm gonna get it, right? You're like, oh my, you're like, okay. And then you find that your people are attracted to you in the same way, right? Like your partner might be a little extra interested, like they feel it, because they can feel that ovulation energy without really knowing what it is. So women who, if you have a project or a launch or something new you want to try or something you want to dive into or something brave and bold and courageous and you want to dive in, do it now. Like this is the time. This is new moon. So set your intentions. At the new moon, you want to set your intentions, where like the full moon, you almost want to release, like set your intentions. This is what I'm going to release that no longer serves me. New moon is like, I'm going to set intentions for what I want to get done or what I want to bring into my life, not let go of, I want to bring in. So what do you want to manifest? Say it now. Now, if you're a woman and you're like me, and I'm going to give you here, I'm like sweating, so it's so hot in my house right now. I'm going to give you too much information because that's how I roll. I just put it out there. Y'all know this, right? So I'm getting closer and I'm saying, I'm not ovulating. I am, in my moon cycle in the menstruation part. So what does that mean? Because instead of I don't have that double outward energy. I have like that conflicting energy. Wait, but it's new moon, you're manifesting, and then you have your period. So that's like very introspective, very inward, very much rest, self-care. So that means, that I am going to this week. I felt it too. Like I felt like I wanted to put myself out there, and you notice I didn't go live here all week because when I was about to push the button, it was like, I like lost what I was going to say, and I lost my mojo. Like I lost my inspiration because it's that conflicting energy. So my period won out and it said, no, Jenny, baby, you're going to do some self-care. So my intentions that I'm setting for this new moon are that I have courses that I want to dive into and study. I'm going to strengthen my skill set and I'm going to dive deeper. I'm going to make sure that all my spiritual practices that I'm doing, so my meditations, my affirmations, I'm going to make sure that I'm resting. So I'm actively doing self-care. My intention is self-care. I'm not releasing anything painful right now or doing any of that work, like full moon work, because sometimes your period can be like full moon energy. Going in, releasing what doesn't serve you, nurturing self-care. So quieter activities. So I'm going to do a combination of both. I'm going to make sure that my manifesting energy means I'm going to manifest amazing, beautiful self-care. I'm going to manifest vibrant health. I'm going to manifest higher energy by making sure that I'm doing my self-care. And I am going to manifest new things into my life by doing behind the scenes things in my business. So instead of going live every day, this week I was writing things. This week I was investigating and researching how I'm going to build my website. Okay, so I was doing things, I was taking action, new moon, okay, but I was doing it more behind the scenes this time because I had that mixed energy of your menstruation cycle and new moon energy. So if you're kind of in the middle between ovulation, menstruation on either side, you could go either way, right? Usually that's kind of that luteal phase. You're like, I'm kind of hanging in there. Go with what you feel. If you feel like you have that real magnetism, that rare ovulation, new moon, rare, I got this, I want this, then go out, go get it. Do something, go into yourself, into putting yourself out there. Why is my phone getting darker all of a sudden? So weird. When it gets warm out, does your iPhone like darken? So if you're feeling like I need extra self-care, honor that and then do that. Make it a point to do something more behind the scenes that still moves your life forward, but maybe it's not as much of a bold, big action. Okay, does that make sense to you guys? So that's what that is. That's part of this. So new moon is refresh, reset. So if you're feeling like everything's stale, like you need some extra in your life, this is a great time. Press the reset button with new moon. So if you have something that you want to make changes in your life, something that you've been always wanting to do, so on the back burner, do it now. If you get divine downloads, new ideas, new inspirations, or you might even choose to look at things in a new way. Maybe you're looking at your relationships in a new way. Maybe you're looking at the world in a new way. This is the thing right now with this Gemini, like the twins, this duality. It's interesting because right now there's so much information going on about the entire world and what's happening that it's almost like during this new moon in Gemini, you're going to be like, what do I choose to go towards? How am I going to choose to think of the world right now and think of my life? Am I going to move towards love? Or am I going to move towards fear? Okay, so you're going to have the duality, both sides of the coin, and then you get to decide for your own spiritual growth, where are you going to go? And where does it feel good to you? What is your soul asking for? And this is just my humble opinion, that if you're looking to raise your consciousness and expand yourself, then moving towards love sounds like the way to go, or is the way to go, because that's all that source is. Source is love. There is no other thing. It's unconditional joy, bliss, love. So moving that way, if you come across opinions, stories, information situations, relationships that you feel like you're taking action out of fear, or you feel like you're only participating in out of fear, or you feel like you're afraid to do something, like you want to make changes but you haven't out of fear, or you feel like you're consuming information and consuming ideas that make you feel fearful. This is going to be a great time during this new moon to choose to see things differently, and to choose differently what you want to consume, and allow yourself to be, and really allow yourself to be influenced by. Your influence comes here, okay? So ultimately, if you're going towards that 5D consciousness, your influence comes, you are one connected with source. It's not from a TV show, it's not from a website, it's not from a YouTube movie, it's a video, it's not from any social media or any organization, religion, government, whatever. It's from you, your connection to source. And why am I doing this with pencil? And what feels right to you. And if it feels anything other than loving, not from source. Not from source. And I say this when I do readings and when I teach people to do readings. If you're getting intuitive hits and they're scary, fearful, hateful, angry, resentful, any of that, it's not coming from source. That's ego. Okay, that's ego. That's our 3D humanness. Okay, which is not to say it's wrong and bad and oh my God, like you're broken. Like, no, not at all. It's just saying, be very mindful of what you're consuming, and how you know whether or not it's something that is contributing to your growth and expansion is how it makes you feel. Is it loving? If it is, awesome. Is it not? No. Then that's not your higher self talking to you. That's not a higher source talking to you. That's a human source trying to influence you, and control you. That's how it's been working, okay? So you might feel like you're pulled in all different directions right now during Gemini new moon. Choose love. Make that your affirmation. Choose love. Choose what you're listening to. Choose what you're consuming. That even means things that are going in your body. Is it making you feel loving and higher vibrational and energetic? Or is it making you feel like crap? I just had M&Ms earlier. Good choice, Jen. Not. Like, that made me feel so bad. And I know you could say, well, it's a pandemic and, you've been going through a lot, so you deserve it and you deserve it. Why do I think that I deserve to make myself feel bad? And we've been trained to see crappy food as a treat. So I'm trying to untrain or deprogram myself from that, because why would I deliberately make myself feel bad? And it's not victim shaming, blaming. It's just me making choices to empower myself. Do I want to empower myself, or do I want to let the M&M company take control of me? Let me think about that one. That makes it seem a lot less interesting when I look at it that way. So think of what direction you pulled in. Look at what feels more empowering to you and turn towards that. Turn towards love and feeling empowered, not disempowered, okay? So now, and also, this is a great time for you to do a new moon ritual. If you haven't done one before, try one. Do you need to do one? No, you can still absolutely harness the new moon energy just because you want to. You can declare it, do it, but you can get out your sage. Mine's over there. Get out your smudge and do a ritual with smudge yourself, smudge your house, get the energy shifting, new beginnings, energy shift, open the windows, get it moving. You can do essential oils, either put essential oil in water, okay, or you can apply it, mix it with a carrier oil and apply it to, I don't know, maybe the bottoms of your feet or however you do it. And you can choose, or in a drop in a bath. So you can choose which oil you use. There are all different ones that have different purposes. It's up to you. There isn't a right one for new moon. You can light a candle as a symbol or as an offering for your new moon. So you can set your intentions and light a candle for your intentions. You can do your journal. Right? When it comes to intentions, there's something powerful about writing it down. Write them down. And you can choose to put them in a God box, or what my coaching mastermind group calls a Gus box, like a God universe source box. So you put your intentions or things that you want to manifest in your Gus box or in your God box so that the universe can help co-create with you. You can do that, or you can burn them. Set your intentions, burn them, and give it to source. So these are the things that you can do. The other thing I want to mention about new moon in Gemini is this is going to be a time for you to be very mindful about finances, because there is an influence of Neptune, which is very dreamy, very dreamy. So we can get like, like kind of get, you're not as analytical when it comes to money, get a little dreamy and a little spacey. So now is the time to be very mindful of your finances. So when you're making money decisions, make sure you look at all the angles, look at everything involved, and be sure that you are doing what's right for you financially that meets your goals. Like, what's your vision for your money? Does this support that? Yes. Does it not? Okay, then hold up, right? And any decision you make now during this new moon in Gemini, whether it's relationships, money, health, whatever, this time, the decisions that you make will have a lasting impact, right? Because of all the planetary influences happening right now, okay, with the new moon, with Saturn, with Neptune, there's going to be kind of an element or sort of like an energy around decision making, that decisions you make now could have a lasting impact. So be very mindful of your decision making, okay? So there you have it. There's a scoop on new moon in Gemini. I'm also offering a 5-card new moon in Gemini reading. So it's a special spread, a 5-card spread that speaks to the energy of this new moon, what it means for you in particular. And this is available only today and tomorrow. And I email it to you by Sunday night. So you'll have it during the new moon period. If you want, only $11, okay? If you want to do that, it's $11, super cheap. Go to soulalignedreadings.com, soulalignedreadings with an S.com. The link is in the comments, and you can book that reading. Just choose a time. You don't have to be available. The reading is emailed to you with an audio clip from me. So just book it, and I'll send it to you by Sunday night. So you'll have your new moon reading. So what's happening with the new moon energy, okay? Vicky says, is it bad that I feel like I will never be with anyone again? I feel like I'm good where I'm at and I have so much to do. I just don't have time to find someone to see if they want to go up with me. I'm just taking off and not stopping for anyone. Vicky, that's awesome. Like, if that's where you feel you're at, like right now I'm just not energetically available for relationships. Awesome. Like, what a great place to be, where you feel confident and comfortable and complete right as you are, doing your thing, whether you're in a relationship or not. Like, that's true freedom. That's freedom, right? Are you ever going to be with anyone again? Of course you are. Of course you are, right? We're humans. Like, it does end up happening. So, because you could challenge that belief. I'm never going to be with anyone again. Is that true? Well, it feels like it's true, but is it really true? No, because we always can attract relationships when we want to. The question is, what kind of relationship do you want to attract? Right now is the time to maybe set the intention with the new moon. Here's the kind of relationship I want to attract. If it ain't that, then it ain't happening, right? Because the relationship, your soulmate, your ideal relationship, it would be fine if you're taking off, right? That person would just be someone who supports you and uplifts you and is comfortable with that, and would just be like an added icing on the cake. That's what you want. If you were to have a relationship right now, manifest the one you want, so that it didn't matter what you were doing in your life. This person would just be like icing on the cake. Just so that's the thing. But you don't have to have one to take off and do well. And that's such a gift that you now know that and you feel it and you're doing it. Because a lot of people don't. They feel like they can't go on or have a really, truly happy, fulfilled life unless they're with somebody. So that's a gift. Vicky says, yes, that's what I would want. Right. So just when you set your intentions, set the intention to the universe, the kind of relationship you want. Like, if you had the absolute ideal right now, what would that be? And then you know that you don't want anything less. That's it. You set the bar. Just set the bar. And if that person comes now, great. If they don't, great. If it's 6 months from now, a year from now, awesome. Right? So I think you're absolutely going to meet someone that you are. Lokill says, the more you speak the word, the more you becometh. Well, yes, like what we think and what we speak becomes things. Thoughts, words become things. Vicky says, that's why I quit my lives. I felt like I was bringing bad energy. My divorce was so ugly and my ex was being ugly to all of us. I had to lose myself in 2019 to find myself in 2020. It's an amazing feeling to be able to move on and not live in the fear your ex has been trying to keep you in. Amen, sister. I'm so happy for you. And I know, right? Like sometimes everything has to fall apart to fall together, for sure. So I'm so happy that, I'm not happy that you went through a painful situation. Like I'm sending you love for that. But the fact that you took that lesson and that wisdom out of it, that's like you're light years ahead of yourself. That's just so amazing. Sherilyn says, speak what you want, not what you don't want. Amen. We don't want to do negative affirmations here. Chris says, can I recharge my crystals outside in the rain? It's supposed to rain all night. You can cover them. I mean, even like, maybe with a light, depends on the type of crystal. Some crystals are sensitive to getting wet. Most of them are fine. In fact, some people put their crystals in a glass of water in the light of the moon and then drink the water. So a lot of crystals can go out in the water and that's totally fine. If you want to wait till tomorrow, and if that really bothers you, then you can. You have up until 72 hours after the moon to take advantage of that energy. So you could do that too. So anyways, so just to let you guys know again, my new moon reading, $11. It's a 5-card spread. I will email it to you. Book it, just book a time. Doesn't matter. You don't have to be there at that time. Just book it, and then I will send it to you by Sunday night. So that's on my website, soulalignedreadings.com. Those of you who are looking to strengthen your own psychic gifts, like your clairsenses, like your mediumship, like your card reading, I'm going to be doing another workshop or another program on building your psychic gifts. It's called Own Your Psychic Gifts. It's going to be at the end of June. So this is now the early bird time to get in. This is the first time I'm even talking about it on a live. If you want in on this, okay, at the early bird pricing, message me or comment and I'll get to you, okay? The first group I had, they did an amazing job. They did an amazing job building their skills. I'm super proud of them. It's a 10-week program and then you get a month of support after that. But this is the time when you're feeling like the new moon in Gemini is pulling me. How do I handle it? If you're in touch with your intuition and you're using your own psychic gifts, then you always know what's right for you. That's the beautiful thing. You always know if you're working on your psychic gifts. You're always going to turn towards that love. You turn towards your higher self and you hear clearly what it is that you need to do next. You hear what it is that is your higher calling. So building your psychic gifts only helps you. It doesn't mean you have to be a psychic for a profession. You can be. And I give you a lesson at the end of the program on if you want to start a business, I tell you how I got started, what I did to get my first paying client. I do tell you in that program. So that's going to be super fun. So just message me, comment, and because this is the time when the world is in this big place of uncertainty where everything's not going to go back to the way it was, and you have to make decisions about what matters to me. I want to be able to make a living in a way that fulfills me and means something to me, or how do I use my intuition now to choose what I want to do with my life instead of allowing governments and corporations and other influences to tell me what to do and what to think. Now is the time to be sovereign. So for me, you won't see me posting videos fighting like the government and the vaccines and all the shit. Like what I believe about that doesn't matter. The point is that the stronger you are individually, it doesn't matter what those people are doing, because you know what's right for you and you know what best action to take for you. You know how to create freedom for yourself. Your psychic gifts only give you freedom. They only give you freedom because you're super self-aware and you're super connected and you can't be influenced by any other bullshit after that. It's pretty fucking amazing, actually. It's not just about, oh, now I can read cards. Yeah, that's part of it, but there's so much more to it and why it's important now more than ever. Okay, so so if you want to be in that program, Anna, there she is one of my students who just went through it. And so if you want to get in on the next round, we start at the end of June, talk to me because, and this time I'm going to be bringing in a couple of special guest speakers too. So that program is going to expand a little bit. So it's going to be super fun. And like I said, it only brings you freedom. It only brings you freedom. Freedom to think for yourself. Okay, so I love you guys. Thank you so much for being here. Have an amazing new moon.